Well, after shooing the the bees away, let's see if this has any battery after sitting for, I don't know, all winter. Wow, it's turning over. I'm getting smoke. And I have a stuck start. Excuse me. Alright, let's try that again. So we do have low voltage, but the thing actually engaged and was really turning over pretty decent. No, get the battery charger. So, while the battery charger's on the G1000, let's talk about it a little bit. This is Minneapolis Moline's first 100 horsepower tractor. And it's powered by 504 cubic inches of Minneapolis Moline naturally aspirated diesel engine. In this case, this is a Wheatland, as stated underneath the greenery right there. And diesel decal is right there. And Minneapolis Moline advertised their big engines like this as the long life engine right there. It's still on the decal. And no dealership sticker to show you. This was my third tractor. First was that Minneapolis Moline R with the wide front. The second one is Grandpa. It's an old U with a homemade cab. Actually, this is my fifth tractor. I ended up buying two John Deere GPs. Both stuck, both non-running. One had original round spoke wheels on it, which I had no idea what that meant at the time. This was probably in 2000. I think in 2000, maybe 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Got the two John Deere GPs. I still want a GP. I will get another one. But at the time, I didn't have the finances. Life was kicking me in the butt. So Chuck and Al Postma made an offer because they saw the value in the GPs. And they had this G1000 sitting in their yard. And if you don't know, Chuck and Al Postma used to buy and sell antique tractors, and they sold them around the world as well. Anyway, they had this, and I would go over there every Saturday for a couple of years, and I'd help them out. And this sat here, it caught my eye. They'd let me drive stuff, help them start stuff, work on stuff. I learned loads on how to work on tractors. And of course, building self-confidence, which very helpful with this rusty old iron. So anyway, Chuck asked me one time about the GPs and what I was doing with them, and I said, right now, nothing. And he said, would you want to trade? It's like, what do you want to trade for? So what do you see that I have that you'd like? So, well, how about that G1000? So leading up to this, some of the tractors they let me drive was a G6 diesel. And that was the best starting G6 diesel I have seen today. And now they've both passed away years ago. Everything is sold off. It's gone, including that G6, which I didn't know was up for sale. The next thing I know, the thing was gone. Anyway, I just love sitting on that tractor and having that long hood out in front of me. And a friend of mine, Jeff, not far from here, about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles as the crow flies right behind you, but you gotta go south and then over a river and then cut back. And anyway, him and his dad had a bunch of Molines, and see, Jeff had some Massey 97s, a diesel and a propane. I can't remember what else as far as the big tractors, a Super 95 Massey. And like, you know what, a G1000 would be really cool. The long hood sitting in front of you, and when you're sitting at the back, it's a really nice view. And so anyway, Chuck and I made the deal, and I came home with this. So as far as G1000s go, this is bottom of the food chain. Everybody wants the G1000 in the Moline world. Well, not everybody, but you know, if you want a big tractor, you want a G1000. Most of them. So here's the lineup. You have the four-wheel drive Vista, which has a raised platform, which means this is up higher. The hood right about here goes up, and steering wheel's higher, the seat's higher, everything's higher, so you have this nice view. So a four-wheel drive Vista is top of the G1000 food chain. Now, then you can go on fuel types. You got propane and diesel, and I think either one is desirable. I think they made less propanes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they made less propanes with the G1000, especially in Vista. So, top food chain, four-wheel drive Vista. Next step down, two-wheel drive Vista. And then after that, you got a row crop G1000, which will have a adjustable wide front. Then you have the Wheatland. Here's the Wheatland. Wheatland meaning it has a straight, well, a solid front axle. It's not straight, but you have a solid axle here. Non-adjustable. Wheatlands typically do not have a PTO. Let's go around to the back. No PTO, so also known as a bareback. Nothing there. That's where the PTO could be. Hydraulic pump and hydraulic hoses and a drawbar. And that was the basis for G1000 Wheatland. If you go to the row crop, you could get a 3-point hitch with PTO and everything, and then rest on up, no problem. I'm guessing you could probably put a PTO in here, but I think you have to change the clutch as well. And I don't know if you have to split it to put the PTO in or not, but I'm happy with it the way it is. I used to custom farm with this, just small stuff, couple acres on up to 35 acres is all I ever did. G1000 and the Fords you've seen over there. Anyway, I don't know if there's anything else to tell you about it. I believe the Wheatlands came with 18.4 34-inch rear tires. This one has Firestone's 20.8 34s. I've seen G1000s, and like the 705 here, this one has 18.4 34s. They don't quite fill the tractor out real nice. It's not bad, but it's not quite as nice as the 20.8 34s. So, actually, I guess another candidate to pull the tree stumps out would be this. This has wheel weights inside and out and solution. It probably weighs, what, 15,000? At least 14,000, at least. Maybe 15. But it's got a crack block from freezing, because after we got it rebuilt, I left water in it. I knew Jeff put water in it. He told me put water in it. I said, no problem. We're going to put it on that dyno. We're going to break it in. And if we have any leaks or problems, it's just water, not antifreeze. Got it home, and maybe you've heard this story on one of the other videos, but got it home. I believe it was October, November. You remember, Jeff? Anyway, got it home. Parked it next to the G1000. I was so proud, chest puffed out. Yeah, I was feeling pretty good. I had two tractors, and actually this one dynoed 105 or 109 or something like that on the PTO. It's got 60 over pistons in it, so it's had engine work. But then it had spun a rod bearing on number 5, and I'm getting off track. It's not about the 705, it's about the G1000. Anyway, I was very proud when I had both of these sitting side by side, and they're not the biggest tractors you can own, but 200 horse G1000s, and then of course I had the two Fords over there, I was feeling pretty big. Anyway, that's about all I can tell you about this. Guys tease me about the tall chrome stack. Let's step back up here even with it. I mean, I'm reaching up, you know, 8.5 feet with my arm. And that's still a good, I don't know, 2.5 feet higher. Guys would tease me that I could put a flashing light on there to make sure airplanes didn't hit it. So, I don't know. Gets the sound away. It's nice throaty bark with that 5-inch pipe. So, anyway, it's enough babbling on. That's my G1000 in a nutshell, big nutshell. Yeah, we'll let the battery finish charging and then we'll see if we can fire it up. All right, it's been about 20 minutes, so let's give this thing a try and see if it'll go. No, not yet. All right. I thought maybe it's been less than 20 minutes, but yeah, let's give her some more time. Okay, it's been a while longer. Let's try it again.